Hello, I'm Nicholas Bissett, and thank you for joining us for our weekend series. This week we're going to be visiting Evan Amaya, a gentleman from Shelby. His business is his passion.
Well, I started with MGs. My mom owned one when she was 18, 19 years old. And I had saw pictures of it and remember driving around in it when I was a real small kid. And when I was in high school, I bought a 1979 MGB here in town that was just had weeds growing up all around it, and decided to restore it during high school. And that blossomed into this business.
It was Evan Amaya's restoration of that 1979 MGB while still in high school that caught the eyes of local automotive enthusiasts. Evan's personal project of hard work and love resulted in the completion of what many thought was a work of art. Evan was only a teenager, but it was already evident that his hobby for restoring British sports cars would surely turn into much more. But what is it about British sports cars that had Evan so captivated?
Well, British cars have always had a lot of enthusiasm behind them. They're really cool cars. People remember them from their past. And one big advantage is they're not terribly expensive to restore and work on, and almost all the parts are still available. So that makes working on British cars viable and a lot of fun. There's something about a British car, an Austin Healey versus a BMW. A BMW is so sterile. It's a great car, but you don't get that feeling when you're looking at one or you see one drive by. So that's a big difference.
One of the reasons why so many people choose to have Evan work on their cars or resurrect their old heaps is because he combines modern technology with British engineering. For example, take Evan's own pride and joy, his personal MG. Here he has combined an array of automotive mechanics and parts to create a one-of-a-kind sports car.
As far as the body is, the body is all MG. All I've done is just clean it up some. We've gone in and removed a lot of the chrome, put much larger wheels on, added some extra safety features like the turn signals on the outside, added the roll bar. As far as mechanically, the rear axle's Jaguar out of a XJS. The front suspension is a racing suspension from a company in England that designs race car suspensions. And then the engine is Land Rover, and the transmission is Chevrolet Camaro.
Besides restoring and fine-tuning British sports cars, Evan also does the same on Land Rovers for customers from all over the country.
We work on all kinds of Land Rovers, particularly the old ones, even though we do work on up to like 2008. This Land Rover, for instance, is a 66 model, and it's got some severe rust. So what we're going to be doing with it is replacing the chassis, completely removing all the paint off of the aluminum body, and in about 4 months' time, this car will look brand new.
And Evan Amaya has certainly put Shelby on the map with MG enthusiasts all across the country. And that's going to do it for your magazine edition this week. I'm Nicholas Bissett. I'll see you next week.